Hello guys, and today I'm going to talk about something called custom fields in WordPress. Now, as many of you know, my personal site runs WordPress, and I wanted to do some things on my site that I could use something called custom fields for, and I've just implemented it these past few days and kind of got it up and running to a stage where I'm happy with it. This all stems from a screencast done by Chris Collier from CSS Tricks, and the parts of this, what I'm going to show you, are going to be very similar to this screencast. So if you want to see the inspiration behind me doing it, definitely go over to css-tricks.com and click on the videos button, and the video is called Advanced Uses for Custom Fields in WordPress. So just so you know, that's where this kind of whole genesis of this idea came from. He's one of my self-confessed web design idols, and his screencast that he did kind of gave me the idea to do this. But I'm going to show you the way I implemented it myself and how I used it. So this is a specific WordPress thing, and it's really powerful. What it allows you to do is carry bits of data around with your post or pages that aren't in the body field. So I'm just gonna dive in and show you what this is. First of all, we're gonna kind of look at what the finished product is, and then I'm going to show you what custom fields are and how to use them and how to implement them in the lightbox. So I think I might call this screencast portfolio solution in WordPress, because that's what I built it with. But it's going to be mainly custom fields, but I'm going to show you loads of other stuff as well. So the first thing I reckon we should do is kind of go and look at the finished product, and this is on my website. There's no easy way to get to it yet because I'm still working on this. But if you want to go to the URL, there's that. But as many of you guys know, I'm starting to offer free web design services, and if we look at this is one of my projects that I've done, which I'm very proud of. And it's the first one that I've done, which I'm really pleased with. So I wanted a way to put that in my portfolio, and I couldn't find an easy, clean, semantic way to do this in WordPress. And just to clear something up, I still don't think the way I've done it, I think it could do it better in Drupal, but this is still a good solution in WordPress, I think. But just so you know. So when I thought about one of these portfolio entries, and this is my first one, the Lancashire Garden Design portfolio entry, I thought, what is in a portfolio entry? What kind of data do you want to carry? So we want the title, which can simply be the title of the post, and we want a link to where the user can view the website for themselves. You might want a screenshot, and you want some data about the thing. So I've kind of implemented that in a unique way using float here. But the main things that I had to battle with were the website link and the image link. Now I didn't just want to hard code those in the body, because then you'd have to have a load of divs and stuff in the body, and it's just not very semantic. If I show you what I mean by the body, it's that big field there, but that should just contain the content, and it shouldn't contain anything else. But I made it so it didn't. So I wanted some way to have that data laid out semantically, and have it every time I went to create a new portfolio entry, have it a consistent look. So that was kind of its own little thing in WordPress, and I wanted somewhere where I could put the data independently of the main body field. So if you click on the this is just kind of a showcase of what it is. If you click on the website link, it obviously goes to the website, so that's good. If you click on the image, which you'll notice is floated to the right, it opens up a cool little JavaScript thing and then opens a larger version of the image. I'll show you how to do that as well. And then we've got the content on the right side. So a nice clean portfolio layout, specifically for a web portfolio. And again, we're just looking at one entry. If we, and again, I'm not really sure where to start with this, because it was a long project. Each of the what content type I'm using for these portfolio entries is a page. So each of the entries will be a page, and it will be under this parent of portfolio. Why we need that is that'll give us this tom-rogers.com/portfolio/ the name of the post. So we need that in. The template will control the layout, and we'll talk about that later. In here, you'll notice in this main body field, we don't have any of the other content. It's just the description, which is what we want. If we scroll way down, you'll see a box called Custom Fields, and this is where it allows to come in. What you can do in WordPress is have a name of a custom field and then a value. This value can be anything. It's just a generic piece of data that we can manipulate and play around with the value. So this is the path to that screenshot image. This sociable off thing is actually controlled by a plugin, and we don't really need that. But the thumb is the thumbnail, and the screenshot's the larger version, and the website is the link to where that link goes. And obviously you can add more custom fields, and you can enter new ones. So when we've got the data in there, we've got the path to the image that we want. We've got the website address. We've got all this stuff. What do we do? Well, it's actually all done in theming. If we open up Coda here, you'll notice that it says at the top here, it says top of this file, it says template name portfolio entry. Now this is a custom template aside from the normal template that you get called page.php, and this one's just called page-portfolio entry.php, and you'll see that I've got some others. Where we use that is we select it there. What that template is telling us is to use that template. That's telling us that it's a special type of page, and to only honour whatever's in this page. So to only spit out whatever's in this page. Okay, so let's look at this page. We've got a declaration of what kind of template it is. We've got get header, which gets all the stuff in the header.php file. We've got a wrapper. We do the if have post loop, where you even do that on pages, whereas you might not need to, but just ignore that. We echo a H2 element with the title of the post, or in this case the page. That's a WordPress proprietary function. In here is where the kind of the meat and bones of this custom field is spit out. We set up the variables. So in this one return the thumbnail path, and these are just screenshots. These are just comments, sorry. We set up a variable and a variable in PHP to hold the data that we get out. And we want the data that we get out to be the result of this query. So get post meta, and then the parameters we need to pass along are the post ID, which you do like that, and then we need to pass along another parameter, which is the name of the custom field, and then true is another parameter, which means you'll actually get back a value, you won't get back an array. Let's have a look at that again. So from and then you notice back in the template it says from. So that thumbnail screenshot variable will now be filled up with that data, because it's called thumb, and we queried the word thumb in our query. So we've got that in there. We query the full image, which is something we'll use later, and we do the same things, but this time we query the screenshot and get the value from that and stick that in a variable. Notice it's case sensitive. We get the website address, which again we just pull from the custom field with the name of website. We pull the value from that and get that in a variable. And then we close that. So where do we actually use this variable? We say we use it down here. We say because we've put the information from the website custom field, which is there. We pulled that information, the website address, that we put in the custom field, into that project underscore website underscore URL variable. So then when we create this anchor link, we're creating an anchor link which says href, so the name of the thing, and then we're running PHP statement that says for the href echo whatever's in the project website URL variable. So that'll be whatever we put in the custom field. If you look in this source code, for when the page is generated, and this is all come from the header.php file, but if we look in the source code, and we see that A tag has been filled up with the information we put in the custom field named website, the exact thing, because the client doesn't have to deal with this because it's PHP, so it runs before the HTML source code is generated. So all that from the echo statement is saying is stick the information from that variable which we got from the thing into the href for the link. So that's what makes the link work. I'm gonna go really detailed in it, so sorry if I'm boring you, but it's a bit difficult to explain. Took me a while to write, I tell you. We start a div with an ID of portfolio content, and we echo the content what's the content? It doesn't mean echo the whole post. It means just echo whatever's in the body field. That's always spit out by the content function. So whatever's in the content is echoed within this div called portfolio content, and that's used to do this styling that we've got going on here. Next we start a PHP statement which says if from screenshot, that means if there's something in this variable, that means if that function returned anything, meaning if someone's put a value in the custom field. So if there's a screenshot, spit out the image, and what we're actually doing is spitting out a link with a class of from, which we'll use later. We're echoing out the path to the image, and then we're echoing whatever the detail is in that variable, so it knows exactly where to get it from. That's where it's coming from. And then we've got a div with a class of clear just to get some stuff done. You may be asking, what is making this fun little animation stuff? Well, that's the next bit. That's something called the fancy box, and it's built on jQuery, which is actually, as I didn't know until Chris Coyer pointed out, is built into WordPress. So we're using that, and fancy box has got to be my favourite lightbox. So there's lots of them out there, and I've just used a WordPress plugin that what it does is it checks to see if any links that have paths to images in them and are images, and if the image that it's linking to is larger, then display the larger in a lightbox. That's just done automatically by a WordPress plugin. So these are actually two separate images. We've got the fun screenshot image, and then when we click that, it's just like clicking a link and it loads the larger image with this fancy JavaScript. Whatever is stuck in this screenshot variable is a different image to whatever's in that from variable. It has to be, and the screenshot one has to be larger, otherwise it wouldn't work, because one has to be larger than the other, and the one it's linking to has to be the larger one. So those two custom fields are paths to completely different images. Let's actually add a little bit more flair to this. And again, I've gone through all the stuff in it. Didn't think as long as I thought it would. So there you go. You've seen how to use a lightbox in WordPress, how to use custom fields, and how to split them out in your own page template for this really specific use case. And I'm gonna use another page template. I haven't quite worked this out yet, but I'm gonna use another page template that's gonna list all the screenshots of all the projects I've done to have like portfolio gallery, but I haven't baked that yet. So yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed this video, and sorry if it was long and not very helpful, but I wanted to show you it because it's a really specific use case, but I think it's good to learn how to use custom fields. If you'd like to donate to me, you can go to tom-rogers.com/about/donate, and it would be much appreciated. Thanks for watching.